Hello, beautiful ones. This is Dr. ToniaSuccess, and welcome back to the Soul Healing Journey series, where we explore how God restores every broken and fragmented part of us back into wholeness. So today we are talking about something many people don't realize: the signs that you might have fragments of your soul still carrying pain, memories, or emotions from your past. Now, before we dive in, this isn't about judgment, and it's not like a clinical diagnosis. It's simply awareness, because we can't heal what we don't even know that it exists, right? It's when you know that something exists, that's when you are aware of it. That's how you'll be like, how do I get this healed? I know this exists. How do I get it healed? So let this sink in. Everyone has parts that needs healing. We've been talking about this in previous videos, right? The truth is, every human being has parts of their soul that needs integration back into the whole. Each time we go through trauma, whether it is emotional trauma, physical trauma, or spiritual trauma, a part of us can split off to protect us. That fragment might hold the pain, fear, or memory of that moment and be stuck in time. Remember, we said it's going to be stuck where it happened, with all the things it knows about that time. If it happened at 3 years, it will be stuck at 3 years. And remember, we say it happens at the prefrontal cortex, the right side of the brain, right? So while the rest of us grows up and moves on, that part stays behind. It's still believing like that is in danger, so it stays behind out of fear. That's why sometimes when something small happens, your reaction feels so big. That's not weakness. That's a part of you crying out, saying, I'm still here, oh, please see me, please heal me. I want to feel that love of God again. So one of the first signs of fragmentation is irrational or unexplained fear. So fear itself is not really evil per se, right? It's one of the protective mechanisms. God gave us fear as a protective signal. So it really isn't evil. If you were once bitten by a dog, it's normal to feel uneasy around dogs, right? That's rational fear, a memory connecting to a real experience. But sometimes fear shows up with no reason at all. You walk into a room and you feel anxious for no reason, right? You fear being trapped, though you haven't even been trapped before, right? So in those moments, ask the Holy Spirit, is this fear mine? Or is it a part of me that is still hurting? Because sometimes that fear belongs to a younger part of you that got stuck in the past. A fragment still frozen in a moment of pain. That part may be living as if trauma is still happening right now. Okay, let's pause here. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I realize that most people watching the video forget to like, subscribe, or share. And the liking, the subscribe, and the sharing helps the algorithm to make the video available to a lot of people. You never know who it might help. So the liking, the subscribing, the sharing actually helps the algorithm. It's part of sharing the gospel of God, right? Because most people are actually dealing with this and they're not even aware of it. So this is part of us helping to spread the gospel. So please don't forget to. So let's get back to what we are learning. So when we invite the Holy Spirit into that fear, He shines His light on it, right? And His perfect love begins to cast it out, just like 1 John 4:18. So the second sign are emotional struggles that never seems to go away. Okay, you know you're struggling with it, but it never seems to go away. You might say, I've forgiven everyone, even my neighbors, aunts. I've renounced everything. I've cast out every demon. I can think of. But I still feel stuck. It happens to some of us. If that sounds familiar, it may be because your core self has been healed, but the fragmented part of you has not been healed. So that wounded part hasn't yet received the truth and the love of God that it needs. You can heal your core all day long, but if the pain lives in a fragment, you need to go where the pain resides. You need to get to that fragment. Psalm 51 verse 6 says, "Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts. In the hidden parts, you make me know wisdom." Those hidden parts are often the fragmented parts of our soul. When truth and light enters there, the healing actually begins. When the truth and the light of God gets to the hidden parts of us, fragments of the soul, that is where the healing begins. Another sign that shows that you have some fragmented parts that hasn't yet been healed. It's like forgetfulness or memory gaps. Maybe you can't remember whole seasons of your life as if it was to somebody else that it happened. That can mean that a fragment of your soul is holding on to those memories, honestly. Because remember what we said, that when the fragment breaks off, those fragments will hold certain memories and be stuck in time and be stuck in the right part of the brain. So because they get stuck, they're holding those memories because those memories were too painful for your conscious mind to bear. But here's the good news. When the Lord heals those parts, the memories can return, not to hurt you again. No, they're not coming to hurt you again, but they're coming to restore you to peace instead of pain. God doesn't reveal to shame, right? God reveals to heal. So, what do you do when you recognize those signs that you have some fragments? Simple steps, like the first step, awareness. Simple acknowledging it that, Lord, there are parts of me that still needs your healing. Acknowledge it. That's the first step. You need to be aware. Acknowledge it. I've got parts, I've got fragments that still need healing, that still need the loving touch of God. Awareness is the first step. The second step, invite Jesus as the healer of our soul, as the restorer of our soul, into those hidden parts so he can heal them. Just say, Lord, if there's a part of me still carrying pain, fear, or confusion, I invite you into that part. I invite you into those parts of me that still needs healing. Let your love find those parts and bring it into wholeness, into your light. So the third step is patience, because healing happens layer by layer, really. So the fragments didn't form overnight and they won't just dissolve overnight. But every time you surrender, another piece of your soul restores to peace and unity. So patience is so important. Just be patient with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself and just trust your own healing process. Everybody heals differently. God takes everybody into healing differently. So just trust the timing of God. Trust your own process that God is healing you. Every fear, every trigger, every emotion that feels too big is an opportunity for divine restoration. So the goal isn't just to manage the emotions. That's not the goal, right? So the goal is to become whole again in God's presence. So let's be your prayer this week. Lord, unite my heart to fear your name. Just like in Psalm 86 verse 11. When your heart is united, fear just loses its grip because the enemy does not have the space to get into. There's no brokenness. It's whole. And so the pieces of your soul begins to find their home again, which is in that love of God that they felt initially in Genesis 2 verse 7, when God created the soul through his breath, through the love of God. That's the home of those fragments. So I hope this blessed you. We're going to continue in the next video. I hope this blessed you. Now, can you tell us, let's discuss in this comment section. Tell me which part resonated with you, which part you think you're still dealing with. Till next time, keep healing, keep shining, and keep walking in the light of the wholeness of God. And remember, you can book your one-on-one section with me, okay? You can book your prophetic people's clarification call with me, or you can book your inner healing section with me. Anyone that God places on your heart, I'm here for you. Until next time, like I said, keep shining. Auf Wiedersehen. God bless you. See you in the next video. We are going to continue in the next video. Bye.